Hey everyone, I'm going to explain who we are first and then why we're making these videos. And for starters, let me just say I think anime fans will be interested in this, animation fans, fans of animation production, things like that. So my name's Henry Thurlow. I'm originally from New York. I've been living in Japan for over 10 years now, and I work in the Japanese anime industry. And worked at Studio Piero for a little while, and now I'm at this studio with Arthell, Shtajio, and we are actually producing anime in Japan. So we together have worked on Naruto, both series and movies, worked on all the seasons of Tokyo Ghoul, recently One Piece, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, things like that. That's the quick version. We can go into more details maybe at another time. But Arthell.
Okay. Hello. I'm not such a. I don't know. I'm not too good at talking. You guys are gonna have to forgive me. But we're here trying to do this. Try to keep it as concise as possible. So I'm originally from New Jersey. Came out here about almost 14 years ago. I went to animation school here in Japan, and I've worked for the art director of under the art director of Ghost in the Shell, Hiromasa Ogura, and I've worked for Production IG, and then of course for a number of both of us worked on a number of animation productions, Naruto, Tokyo Ghoul, Gintama, worked on a number of feature films, both for Conan.
Letter to Momo.
Letter to Momo.
So I remember more of what he's done than he remembers.
Yeah.
You did Gothic Maid.
Oh, that's right, Gothic Maid. That's right, that was a movie.
You did a couple backgrounds on Summer Wars, I think.
I didn't really do too much on Summer Wars. My senpai and my coworkers did. We were working on Gothic Maid at the same time as Summer Wars. Mm-hmm. I probably just put like a little bit of color on the paper. nothing worth mentioning.
All right, so the reason I wanted to make these videos is we've got this studio in Japan, Shtajio, and we'll explain that in a second too. And honestly, I kind of feel like not too many people know of us. I feel like anime fans, if they knew of us, they'd be kind of interested in some of the stuff we're doing. We got the Twitter accounts going on and the Instagram and stuff like that. And the people that know about us, and they ask us questions constantly. And we're pretty good with replying to all the questions we get. So if you post questions in this YouTube video or anywhere we post it, we'll probably see it and answer you.
Yeah.
Well, within reason. If there's some ridiculous questions, then we might have to just, I didn't notice that.
Try to keep the ridiculous questions.
Yeah, please no ridiculous questions. And you know what a ridiculous question is. Do we really need to even go into that? Maybe at a future date we will if you give us lots of ridiculous questions.
And we can't give you guys spoilers on up and coming
episodes. See, that's a ridiculous question. What happens in the next episode of One Piece? What am I?
We can't tell.
So that we can never, we're going to get ousted in the industry for doing something like that? So we basically, I think, are going to be making probably maybe weekly videos like this. I don't know exactly how long, 10, 15 minutes, something like that.
Try to keep it consistent. And, just kind of talk about the industry, talk about,
I think what we talk about could even be based on requests people give us. So if you say, hey, next week, could you guys talk about that? I would love to hear about that. Sure, why not? Because honestly, there's kind of no plan. It's just an introduction to the world of people that might not know about us. Please, for all of those of you who do know us, share this video. I know it's low quality, probably don't have the best audio yet, but if we start getting some shares on this, we'll pick up the quality of that in the future.
Get started. Like right now, we're just kind of going off the cuff, so there's no crazy editing or anything like that.
I think that's what it'll always be, though. It'll always be just like us talking to fans. People who with questions.
So there's no whatever we say, we might make mistakes or things like that, but you guys know this is just us being us talking to you guys.
I could theorize if we really do keep it up for a long time, there'll even be some of these that aren't even about animation necessarily.
If it goes on what kind of questions you guys have. I mean, it might even just be about Japan, or it might just be about, just hanging out here and I don't know, just whatever. Just basically you guys questions. Like, I guess we'll kind of in the beginning we'll probably see how we get the questions and things, and
We'll see how it's.
we'll just kind of go.
For the first one here, we just introduced ourselves briefly. How about we talk about just the studio a little bit? So
Okay.
Arthell here is the CEO of the Art Shtajio. So tell us about the studio. Why'd you want to
Okay.
make it? What is the studio?
What is Day Art? So first, I guess the name, because I know that it's actually kind of difficult to pronounce the name of our studio. I thought it'd be easy.
I suggested against it. I said in
Yeah, yeah.
design you want to keep stuff simple, easy to read,
Easy
people
to-
get it. And he's like, no, let's make up a language. Essentially.
Yeah. So we made up a word, Shtajio, which I please use it in a lexicon one day, but who knows? But yeah, so the name of our studio is Day Art Shtajio, and we kind of we chose that name, that word, to kind of, for it means quite a bit of things actually. Like Day Art, the art, like the D stands for many different things. My brother's name, and also diversity, and like dynamism. It just means a lot, like within animation and art, and of course art is art. Art just means art.
You're burying the lead, though. I don't think anyone has a problem with the D art.
Yeah.
Whatever the meaning of that is, that's cool. That's easy to read. I get
think
it.
it's easy,
But this
yeah.
word Shtajio, why?
Yeah. Okay. So that's the main one, right? So Shtajio. So so Henry's animator. Henry's Hoker out here in Japan, has been animation, and also prior to coming to Japan.
Right.
My focus has only been on actually world design, background painter. So in background painting out here in Japan, we have a phrase called like shtaji. Shtaji in Japanese means underpainting.
The rough, I guess, like
yeah.
the foundation drawing before you get started.
Yeah,
with,
before you start,
the
it's
real.
like the base of the you get the rough drawing, and then we take rough colors. Like when we're painting with, this is before digital, right? So when I first came out, we were still painting on paper. So we would, you just put basic value on the pieces of paper, on the paper, and then that's called the shtaji, the foundation of this artwork. And so I like that. I like that idea, that concept, and that's like the basic concept, the foundation of what our company stands for. And so then there's another play on words. So shtaji, right, and another word was studio.
So it basically mixes the word studio with shtaji, which is the underpainting in specifically anime background art and other things too. But that's basically it. It sounds very close to the normal way in Japanese.
Yeah.
Studio is translated as Shtajio.
Yeah, shtaji.
But we had a sh at the beginning, and so sometimes when we tell it to the Japanese studios out here, they say, "Oh, did they mistranslate that a little?"
Spelled
And then
it wrong
Arthell
or
needs to,
something.
in Japanese, explain, "No. See, I'm mixing two Japanese words here, Shtajio and Shtaji, and actually, when people do hear it, they do like it. I will say,
Yeah.
especially in Japan, they do. Once they understand it, they like it, but it takes a bit of
Yeah,
explanation.
it takes have to explain it. They've all asked like, oh man, they've always said, oh, we should use that too. Like, you can't use our name. But but who knows, if it joins the lexicon, perhaps people are using it.
So we've been around for 3 years or so now, a little bit more than
now
3
we're going
years.
on our fourth
Going on
year.
the fourth year now. So Arthell and I individually at different places. We were friends for a long time, but always working at different areas and different studios. But when we came together to make this studio, since then, our studio has worked on a whole bunch of different anime productions, but primarily we at least attempt to be a in-house full production studio. So we are the production studio behind some pilot films and music videos. Recently, and probably the biggest thing we've produced so far is we produced partially the
anthology on Netflix, the Netflix original.
Sturge Hill Simpson's Sound and Fury. It's an anthology film, and we made 2 of the shorts. Arthell was the director of one of them. I was the director of another one. But similarly, we produced commercials for Adidas and some different places.
Yeah.
Behind us this was our first project. Indigo Ignited was a pilot film that we produced, and then Shoujo no Piero, or The Doll in English, we translated it as, was a short film that we made completely originally here.
And then just our partners, of course, are Timbrin, and here, so now we are, we're almost, I guess, wholly, we're like 80% digital studio. A little bit, sometimes we have to use paper.
The anime industry is still massively not digital. I mean, most studios are moving over into digital in a certain percentage, but most of the animation directors and stuff, they're still just drawing and checking everything on paper. So while ideally I kind of want to produce things 100% digitally, and we do kind of in-house. Shoujo no Pieto, for example, is done totally in Toon Boom's Harmony software.
Yeah, we use Harmony for that.
But when we work on One Piece and when we work on different studios projects, it comes back as paper sometimes, and then we got to finish the animation on paper.
Yeah. Or sometimes we'll scan it into Harmony.
Right.
Things like that. And then also, to get back to just kind of our company.
Yeah.
Like what we kind of, it's interesting because we're trying to figure out what are we, right? And like what do we stand for and things. And I think our goal with our company, like why did both Henry and I come out here to Japan and start this studio, is we wanted to create a company that we can tell different types of stories for like a broader audience, and we wanted to make it more accessible to foreigners. I think all of us have dreams, we want to make anime, like, which is the reason why we're here. And so the goal of our company is to kind of to tell stories from like different perspectives, and tell like broader stories, more real stories. I think we're our studio mainly, and even the stuff that we have now is most of it isn't. It's not deforme. I don't know in English what
Super
is that?
deformed or stylized. Like,
more realistic.
Too crazy. I agree. I think that at the end of the day, the main reason behind making the studio is that this is the only way to truly have control over stories, right? Like if you work at a studio, we might be handed work. Hey, Henry, this is what you're animating today. Hey, Arthell, these are the backgrounds. This is the scene you're doing today. But to truly take control of a story, that's kind of essential. And to be honest, we haven't done too much of it yet. The only true examples of that are maybe Shoujo no Pieto and the Sound and Fury shorts, which we had quite a bit of control over. So hopefully you'll see more of that in the future. We have tons of ideas here.
Not hopefully, you will see more of that in the future.
You will see more of us.
Yeah.
And you know what? I want to kind of keep these short, so this is already like 13-ish minutes. Let's call it a day on the first one. We'll see you next week. Don't know what we'll be talking about, but please like this, share this, and even if you don't, we'll be back next week. We're going to try to keep this up this year and talk about lots of random stuff.